In previous lecture, we have seen some numericals related with universal law of gravitation and acceleration due to gravity. Now, today we will see some another numericals based on the same topic. Now, the next numerical is a ball is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 49 meter per second. Calculate first maximum height to which it reaches and second total time it takes to return to the surface of Earth. Now, the first what is given is ball is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 49 meter per second. So, whenever any object is thrown vertically upward, then it reaches certain height and after that it falls down. So, whenever it reaches certain height, at that height its velocity becomes 0. It means that the ball is thrown vertically upward with velocity 49 meter per second. So, this 49 meter per second is the velocity of is the initial velocity of an object, and the object reaches at certain height, then its final velocity will be 0. So initial velocity u is equal to 49 meter per second and final velocity will be 0. Now the maximum height, what we have to find? We have to find the maximum height to which it reaches. So h we have to find, and the total time it take to return to the surface. So how much total time it take to return to the surface of Earth, and that is t. So in this case the value of g is not given, and in that case the value of g we are taking g is equal to 9.8 meter per second. But as the object is thrown vertically upward, now in this case the acceleration due to gravity is always in an downward direction, but here the object is thrown in an upward direction. So as the object is thrown in an upward direction, then acceleration due to gravity act in an opposite direction and it is denoted by negative sign. So the value of g is in this case is minus 9.8 meter per second. Now what we have to find? We have to find that is h and t. Now as we have to find h, t is not given. So we have the three equation of motion: v is equal to u plus at, then s is equal to ut plus half at square, and v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. In first two equation there is an t, that is time, but time is not there, therefore we use the third equation, that is v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. Now value of v will be 0 is equal to u is 49, or we can say u square plus 2gh. Now what we have to find? We have to find the value of h, and therefore we say that it will be minus 2gh is equal to u square. So 2gh is on left hand side, therefore plus 2gh becomes minus 2gh, and now we will put the values. Minus 2 into g is minus 9.8 multiplied by h that we have to find, and u is 49 square. So 49 square, it will be minus become plus, and 9.8 into 2 will be 19.6 into h is equal to square of 49 will be 2401, and therefore h is equal to 2401 divided by 19.6, and therefore the height will be 122.5 meter. So this is the value of h. So the value of height, or we can say the maximum height to which it reaches whenever a ball is thrown in an upward direction with velocity 49 meter per second, then how much height attained by the ball? That is 122.5 meter per second. Now what we have to find? We have to find total time it takes to return to the surface. How much time it requires to return to the surface, and it will be find out with the help of v is equal to u plus at. So v is equal to u plus at, but here a is replaced by g, therefore we can say that v is equal to u plus gt. Now v is 0, u will be 49, value of g will be minus 9.8, therefore it will be minus 9.8, and t that we have to find, so it will be minus 9.8. On left hand side it becomes plus 9.8 into t is equal to 49, and therefore t is equal to 49 divided by 9.8, and it will be 5, and therefore time will be, so t is equal to 5 seconds. So how much time it requires? So it requires 5 seconds. So 9.8. So t is equal to 49 divided by 9.8 is equal to 5, and therefore t is equal to 5 seconds. So 5 seconds is required to return, or it takes 5 seconds to return to the surface of the earth. So this is the numerical where ball is thrown vertically upward, and what we have to find? We have to find the maximum height as well as the total time taken by an object to return to the surface of the earth. So to find out the maximum height, we will use the formula v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. Now here there is one thing. As we have seen the motion of object under the influence of gravitational force of earth, we have seen the two cases for equation of motion. One is the object fall in an downward direction, and another is object throw in an upward direction. So whenever the object fall in downward direction, or object falls freely in downward direction, then we have seen the equation of motion are v is equal to u plus gt, s is equal to ut plus half gt square, and v square is equal to u square plus 2gs. So these are the three equations of motion when object falls freely in downward direction. In a second case, we have seen when object throw in upward direction, then the acceleration due to gravity act in opposite direction, and therefore a is replaced by minus g, and therefore when the object throw in upward direction, the equation of motion becomes v is equal to u minus dt, s is equal to ut minus half gt square, and v square is equal to u square minus 2gs. Now this is the numerical related with this case. So we can use this equation of motion just like we use v square is equal to u square plus 2gs. So we can use v square is equal to u square minus 2gs or 2gh. But here instead of using this equation, we are using the same equation, but in this case we are putting the value of g is minus 9.8. So you can keep the value of g is equal to minus 9.8, or you can use such equation of motion. You cannot use both the things. That is, you are using the same this equation for the case object through in upward direction. At the same time, you are using the value of g minus 9.8. Then it becomes wrong. Your calculation become wrong. So it is, if you are using such kind of equation, then there is no need to take the value of g minus, because already we are taking here. We are replacing a by minus g. So this minus sign it is because of the a is replaced by minus g. So here the value of g becomes minus 9.8 or minus 10 already in this equation. So if you are using such kind of equation, then don't put the value of g minus. Otherwise you are using same equation, that is for object falls in a downward direction, that is the regular equation for equation of motion. Then you have just replace, or you have to keep the value of g negative or minus if the object throw in an upward direction. So this is the important thing that you have to keep in mind, that is instead of using this equation, you use the value of g minus 9.8, or if the value of g is 10, then it becomes minus. Then use the regular equation. But if you are using such kind of equation, then the value of g remains positive, because already you change your negative sign. So hope you understand these things. Now the next second equation will be, a ball is thrown upward from the ground at a tower with a speed of 20 meters per second. There is a window in the tower at the height of 15 meters from the ground. How many times and when will the ball pass the window. Now what is given and what is asked, first we will see this. A ball is thrown upward from the ground at a tower with a speed of 20 meters per second. So there is an tower and ball is thrown upward from ground at a tower with a speed of 20 meters per second. There is a window in the tower at the height of 15 meters. Means at that tower, or for example, suppose this is the tower, then at an height of 15 meter, this is the height of 15 meter, there is an window. So there is an window, then how many times and when will the ball pass the window? So if we throw a ball, in upward direction with speed 20 meter per second, then what we have to find? We have to find there is an window in the tower at the height of 15 meter. Then this ball, how many times the ball passes the window? So if this speed, if the height attained by an object, so whenever any object is thrown vertically upward, it attain a maximum, it attain to certain height. So if that certain height is greater than 15 meter, then the ball will pass the window. But if the height does not attain with this speed and it is less than 15 meter, then ball does not passes the window. So first we have to find if the ball is thrown with the speed 20 meter per second, then how much height attained by the ball. So if the height is more than 15 meter, then the ball passes two times. So first it moves upward and after it moves downward. So if the height is more than 15 meter, then ball passes the window two times. And then what we have to find, when will the ball pass the window? So we have to find the time. So when this ball passes the window first time and the second time. So first we have to find how much height attained by a ball with this speed 20 meter per second. So here also u is 20 meter per second and v is, that is final velocity, will be 0. Now in this case g is 10 meter per second square is already given, therefore t is equal to, but as the object thrown in an upward direction, so our g is negative, so minus 10 meter per second square. Now as we are taking g is equal to minus 10, then we are using the regular equation of motion. Now first we have to find the height attained by the object. Now again there are the three equations, v is equal to u plus gt plus and then s is equal to ut plus half gt square, but in both the equation there will be time and time is not given, therefore here also we are using third equation of motion, that is v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. Again v square will be 0 and therefore it will be u square plus 2gh, and therefore we can directly put the values. U will be 20 square plus 2 into minus 10 2 into minus 10 into h. Therefore 0 is equal to 420 square minus 2 into 10 minus 20h. So minus 20h becomes plus 20h is equal to 400, and therefore h is equal to 400 divided by 20, so it will be 20 meters. So h is equal to 20 meters. So if the ball is thrown with velocity 20 meter per second, then how much height attained by the ball? The ball attained the height 20 meter. Now where is the window? The window is at height 15 meter. So the height attained by the ball is more than 15 meter, and therefore we can say that how many times the ball passes the window? The ball passes the window two times. Once when the ball is thrown upward, and second ball falls in downward. So two times. So we can write here how many times ball passes the window. Ball passes the window two times. And when will the ball pass the window? Now for that we have to find the time, and to find the time we are taking h is equal to h or s is equal to ut plus half gt square. So s is equal to ut plus half gt square, or s or h is equal to ut plus half gt square. So h is 20 is equal to u is 20 into t that we have to find, plus half g will be minus 10 multiplied by minus 10 into t square that we have to find. So this is t square. So 20 is equal to 20t. This will be minus 2 5s are 10. So 5t square. So we can divide this. If we can divide this by 5, then it will be 4 is equal to 4t minus u is equal to h is equal to 15, u is also 20, t 5, and it will be t square, and therefore it will be h is not 20. What we have to find? We have to take 15 meter. H is 15 meter because we have to pass the window. So we have to keep the value of height of the tower is 15, and therefore as it is 15 there will be 3. So t square minus 4t plus 3 is equal to 0. So t square minus 4t plus 3 is equal to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation. Now this quadratic equation we have to solve. Now how we solve the quadratic equation? That the addition should be minus 4. Addition should be the middle term, and the multiplication of it will be the third term. So, or the last term. So 3 ones are 3. 3 ones are 3. If we add 3 and 1, then it becomes 4. And if we keep 3 and 1 both are negative, then the addition will be negative and the multiplication will be positive. So the parts of that plus 3 will be minus 3 and minus 1. So we can write here. So we can solve this like this. T square minus 3t minus t plus 3 is equal to 0. So minus 4. So what is the factor of this 3? 3 will be 3 ones are 3, that is minus 3 and minus 1. So it becomes plus 3, and minus 1 and minus 3 becomes minus 4. So minus 4 will be our middle term and plus 3 will be our last term, and therefore the factor of it will be minus 3 and minus 1. Now we solve it. T remains common, so t minus 3, and here minus 1 remains common. Again t minus 3 is equal to 0. So t minus 3 and t minus 1 is equal to 0. So it means that t minus 3 is equal to 0, or t minus 1 is equal to 0. So t is equal to 3 or t is equal to 1. So there are 2 times. So whenever, what is our next? When will the ball pass the window? So when will the ball pass the window? When t is equal to 1 second or t is equal to 3 second. Means first after 1 second it passes first time, and after 3 second it passes second time. So these are the time when the ball passes the window. So this is the numerical, that is when a ball is thrown upward from the ground at the tower with a speed of 20 meter per second. So what we have to find? First we have to find how much height attained by the ball with the speed 20 meter per second. So that height attained by the ball will be 20. That height will be the 20 meter. So that we can find how many times the ball passes the window. As the window is at 15 meter, and therefore the height attained by the ball is 20 meter. Therefore the ball passes the window 2 times. First it throws upward, and second it moves downward. So 2 times ball passes the window. Now when it passes the window, that is how much time for when it passes first when upward and when it comes downward. For that we have to find the time, and that time will be find out with the formula h is equal to ut plus half gt square. only we are using the same equation, only we are change the value of g will be minus 10. So here we get an quadratic equation. This is a simple quadratic equation that we have to solve, and by the factor that is minus 3 and minus 1, with this two factor we solve this equation and we get the two time, that is first when the object throw upward it passes the window at after time 1 second, and when it come towards the earth or in downward direction then it takes time 3 seconds. So hope you understand this two equation very well. Thank you.